What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Commentary for you. I want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. You also know, talk about my Glance LED often. Could not have a better partner for what I'm about to do on my channel. If you want to keep up to date on sports, it's the only way to go. No more checking my phone, no more laptop beside me, no more Control R. I've just got this unit, no subscription fee. NFL, NBA, NCAA, NHL, you name it, it does it. If you don't care about sports that day, fine, set it to stocks and weather. Units start at $160, honestly. Incredible companion if you're watching sports, playing games, or you're just at work and you don't want to miss out on what's going on. So this video is going to be a little bit different, but this is honest, this is genuine, this is me, this is the real person, right? I've been successful with a lot of ventures when I apply myself. I think most of you have seen them appear on my channel, be it real estate, stock market, gaming, MMA. However, one of the things that's kind of really haunted me is sports betting. And when I say it's haunted me, I don't get the wrong idea. I'm not living out of a box, right? I can't not stop for a day or a month. But the reality is, when the NFL ends and Major League Baseball is about to start, this is kind of where I hit this lull of where I like to bet on games just to make things more interesting. Sports that I might not otherwise watch be exciting. And to be honest, I've learned a lot about myself through betting. I've made tons of mistakes I don't make anymore. I mean, granted, I rarely do, but for the most part, I've learned to not bet with emotion. I've learned that, betting on something I want to happen does not increase the probability for it to happen, right? I can't put so much money on the Colts that they're actually going to win the game when they stink out loud. And one of the other things that I've struggled with is kind of making too much of the day's events. And that's honestly what kind of spawned the idea for this video because this works horribly for me in both ways. So if I win $50, right? If I'm up 50 bucks, I look at that as house money and I just throw it away on random over-unders. Oh, this team is up by 10 points. They can't lose. And likewise, if I'm down $50, well, I just start chucking Hail Marys, thinking that we're about to watch one of the greatest comebacks ever. Movies are going to be made about this Wizards game where they're down 20 with a minute 30 left. And I had this $10 at the exact right second. So I really have to stop doing both of those things. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Last Saturday, I'm up over $100, UFC 298. I had three exact picks right as far as method of victory, everything, you name it, right? I kept rolling the winnings in to Volkanovski, fight to go into the third, fourth, fifth. I trusted Volk. I really did. And he didn't want to get knocked out. Don't look at it that way. But at the same time, when he gets knocked out in the second, what could have been a crazy good night for me literally turned into a $1.98 loss. Now, I fully understand that's not the end of the world. And to be honest with you, the fun that I had for that $1.98 was way much more than it should have been. But honestly, that's not the point, right? The point is that I've been wiping out my daily profits. I've been compounding my losses more times than I care to talk about. And if anything, it prevents me from being more net positive because I'm breaking even so often. I need to be consistent. I need to be rational. I can't bet $15 on something that I trust, that I understand, that I've broken down, and then throw that same $15 on a random game going to the third quarter with live betting. It's disrespectful to my knowledge as a sports fan. And I know a lot of you were like, okay, 4 minutes of this, where does YouTube come in? Well, I need to prove myself to a creator that I can go and make daily content again. I used to make daily content here for 3 years, 4 years. I never missed a day. And it's difficult to do. You have to have something you enjoy. And I think if you watch my last couple videos, you've heard me say it. Madden has leached a lot of my enjoyment out of football. Do I still do gaming commentary? Of course. Love it. Never going to change. But I wanted to bring back daily content. And I feel like this is a way for me to do it. So I wanted to share with you guys the game plan. Want to work through everything with you because I know everyone's bankroll is going to be different. Everyone's unit size is going to be different. But right now I've got about $400 in this account. So I could literally bet $10 a day for the next 40 days. Not that I think I would lose every bet. I would hope that I wouldn't, but that would bring me down to zero. And while I don't plan on winning every one of those bets either, I do just want to be consistent. And I think that, $10 gives me a chance to do that. It's a realistic amount of money to bet each day. Now, I want to be as anonymous as I can with this. So this is probably going to be day after content, but I do also want to kind of run the full gauntlet of services. So it's going to start this week, but I want to learn, do I need a service to help me bet if I multiply and want to turn this into an income stream? Or can I just rely on a YouTube creator? Or can I just rely on myself? At the end of the day, if you think about it, are we not customers for YouTube channels, right? If they want you to come back, they want you to watch, they want you to support them, quality picks have to be the way to go, right? You're not going to watch somebody whose picks stink. So from the 22nd to the 29th, I'm going to rely on a YouTube creator to give me picks. Then from March 1st to the 31st, I'm going to pay for a pro service that's going to offer a single pick for a monthly fee. And at that point, we're going to reevaluate things, minus the monthly fee, of course, kind of see where we are, negative to positive, and try to reassess where we can go. Now, some ground rules, because number one, sports books are going to be different. You can actually have completely different odds on separate books. So having more than one resource kind of gives me that gray area where if I don't have the pick needed for the pay site, then I can always fall back on the YouTube channel. That way I can stay consistent. And then secondly is on parlays. Parlays can be unstable by their very nature, but I try to be realistically safe. Now, this doesn't mean if somebody's got, a 50 RPA, I need to pull it back to a 20, but it does mean maybe pulling it back to a 40. But I will say in some cases, it's going to mean omitting a line altogether. So just to give you a quick example, player A needs to score 11 and a half points. Player B needs 8.5 rebounds, and player C needs 30 RPAs. And I can only find player A at 13 points, then I'm just going to admit him run a two-pick parlay. Because I've seen that half a point, that full point, crush. Absolutely crush. So hopefully when this is all done, we'll have the funds available to go, $20 a day. Direct competition, YouTuber, pro service, side by side, full month, see what happens. Now, that's closer to $600 a month, which I think for most people kind of gets to that gray area of being unrealistic. But hey, if you're turning profit, then you're turning profit. And ultimately, that's what I want to see. Income wise, is this stable, right? Not week to week, not, I had a 10-day run and I was 40%, so this is never going to work. But let's look at a 2 to 3 month span and be realistic. That's the good thing about 300, 600 some dollars. It's very easy to factor in what's possible when you're looking at a $10 bet. Move a decimal point over, get a $100 bet. Double it, get a $20 bet. Triple it, get a $40 bet. Then you start to talk about, hey, I won $26 into I won $260 and that pays for my utilities. And I think for me, I really need to see, is this reasonable? Can I put $15,000 into an account? Can I roll out 300, $400 bets per day and actually make a steady source of dependable income? But I also know that I can't do that just throwing caution to the wind. But realistically, if I can start off, get myself to that $1,000 mark, now we're talking, $30, $35 per bet. It is possible. And I feel like 2 months, that's not an unrealistic place to be. But it all comes down to just kind of scaling things and trying to stay in a tolerable range. So, with that said, you guys have kind of a precursor here that I can direct you back to. As I also said, we're going to start this on the 22nd, but also just be mindful, you're still going to get a full complement of Madden, of EA's NCAA, whatever it's going to be, of whatever Maximum Football wants to come out with, whatever MLB The Show wants to come out with. We're just going to blend in a little bit more real sports to go along with it. I appreciate you guys if you sat through this video. Also appreciate any of you that plan on supporting me through this. I will be back. And just for clarity, I only say in the week, which doesn't necessarily mean that I won't be back tomorrow, but it's interesting that so many people used to think that I was saying in a week and then get on me about daily content, and I have not seen that comment for years. But we are going to change that because I will be back in the week with more commentary.